Hello.
Hi, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Uh,
Bright
what
and
a what a
early,
week.
kind of. I don't know. It's like
Mm,
1 p.m. for you, 2 for
yeah,
you.
it's 2 for me, and it's like 5 for you now.
Yeah.
It was earlier than we usually do it, I think,
Yeah, slightly earlier. We used to do it at this time all the time,
because of like
back in the
CTL.
day because of CTL. But yes, anyway,
Yeah.
hi everyone. I am worse underscore null. I'm joined here by Renge,
Hiya.
as always, and the big news for the past few weeks, if you have been kind of under a rock in the Tetris community, is Square One, and that concluded yesterday. So
That's right. Square One was this like really huge TEC tournament. Uh, like what? How many people were in it? 32.
yeah,
32
yeah,
people through like 3 sets of qualifiers and other tournaments that counted for invitations, like Zone Masters, I think, and Zone Masters 2.
yeah,
And it was like this huge thing that ran through February. Like the main tournament ran through February, and the production was insane, and the support was insane. And PK, uh, I think I can talk about this. PK on the last day peaked like 750 viewers.
yeah. Very solid, very solid.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Um, I think probably one of the most earnest attempts at like an esports quality
Hmm.
event. I guess if you want to call it that. That we've had in the community. So very exciting.
Yeah. It's like
And
a huge first step. Not a first step, but like a huge step in like getting ourselves further than we've gotten with stuff like Tetra Cup or like Journey, I think.
yeah, for sure. Hitbox
Um,
sponsor,
Hitbox sponsor and
Metafy
Metafy sponsor
sponsor.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
It's insane. You know Modest won the Hitbox?
I thought he like joked that he won like five of them or something, right?
You know, he got like 5 DMs from people telling him that he won the Hitbox
Ah,
giveaway from
sick.
buying
I actually might
the
wanna
the
want
shirt.
to try the hitbox. Just like I can like buy
I
one of
really want
my
one
my
too.
own. It's just 'cause like the the what was it? The Smash thing.
The Smashbox frame one
Not the
or
frame
the
one.
box?
Yeah, the frame one sold out in like 5 minutes. I don't even know if there's enough
Yeah,
buttons on and I guess the
there
hitbox
are.
probably wouldn't support like modifier buttons natively.
Probably not.
It's
Not enough
whatever.
buttons. I really want a Smashbox or like a frame one. I was thinking
Yeah.
about dropping like $300 on it.
Yeah. You know what I
It's
would
like really in.
if I was really gonna do something like that, I would just find a way to build like a keyboard adapter.
Yeah.
Maybe not like a Cronus Max, because I feel like I don't know. Little off topic. Anyway, Hitbox is a cool product. I think it's kind of funny, like I didn't really even think about that's controller being able to be used for Tetris. Moose said he uses it for everything.
Moose uses it, yeah.
Yeah.
And Icy Soapy, who's like another
Yeah.
uh PKTO
But like
or
if you look
PK.
at it, that thumb button is it's on the space bar. It's crazy. Wait, we can pull up an image.
Yes, please. I think it would work really well for like specific control schemes, but not
Yeah.
all of
Oh,
them,
this is like
right?
my control scheme. I have like ASD spacebar, so that's like ASD spacebar, and like the like arrow keys are like I use JKL for my arrow keys basically. And
Mm,
it's like it's the same. It's straight up the
yeah.
same. It's crazy.
Dude, I really want one to use for Tetris, and I also want like the melee one because
Yeah.
melee.
How much do
But
these
like
cost?
250.
That's a lot of
I looked it
money.
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna support, but
Support Square One, support PK,
but
Ed P.
also I don't know. I'm fine with my
Maybe
GameCube
one day when
controller.
we have more disposable income, we
Yeah.
could just like drop it whenever we want. But yeah,
I have a
uh,
decent bit, but I'm just still just I'm a hoarder, so
uh-huh. Tell him.
yeah.
Not only that, there is a Metafy sponsor too, which I actually was a little bit surprised that they bid on it.
Yeah,
Cause
because
like
it's
the
just
only Tetris,
Wumbo.
it's just Wumbo.
I think Wumbo would like he like recommended PK to look into it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I think that was what happened.
I'm kind of like, so the state of UC coaching is a little bit in limbo. I
Hmm.
was even like, I think like for how many times like it just ends up like a lot of coaches just kind of die and like nobody cares about coaching for like large periods, and even like hiring new coaches, like a new generation of coaches didn't seem to really work because they weren't super
Hmm.
interested in it. So I think that some things definitely need to change. But one of
Yeah.
the things I think maybe like we could try and get the people who are still really interested in coaching to get on Medify. I tried to convince Pi or Sec to do it. His application is pending still, I think. I'd be surprised if
Mm.
he didn't get it though. Like he's all the
Yeah, I think
qualifications.
same.
Um, but yeah, that was
That's
actually
hard.
a pretty exciting
Yeah.
sponsorship, just for like the implications, in my opinion. Um,
Hmm. I think it's nice that like Metafy sponsoring Square One is like hopefully it's getting rid of a little bit of like the what's it called? Like the stigma around paid coaching a
yeah.
little.
Well,
It's still kind of like a meme that's like one charges so much for
yeah. Like
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 one
I've
bot to
talked with
do.
Sek about it. I think his an opinion I agree with, and what he, or well, I'm slightly like on the side towards like paid coaching. But I can agree generally that I think he says like most coaching should be free, but if there's like something really in depth or doing multiple sessions and like tracking someone, that should be paid.
Hmm.
But like just like looking at someone's replays, it's like, is that really that valuable? Especially considering like how general the advice that people typically give it ends up being.
Yeah.
It's
It's
fine.
hard to give like like when you go to piano lessons and you get like really really specific advice on like oh like your tone is like not super great. It's not like teaching you
Yeah,
from just
it's
like
because you Tetris is a very like unspecific and probabilistic. Well, we've talked about this a ton of times,
yeah.
but yeah, I think like that kind of that model I hope should work, and I really do hope like people like start to bite on that kind of
Hmm.
like long form coaching style, and like can
Yeah.
actually pay money, and like there's that kind of professional-ish relationship. That'd be cool to see.
Professionalish relationship and then also like being dedicated to doing multiple sessions because like some
Yeah,
people will like promise it and then never go through on it and that kind of
yeah.
sucks.
I also, yeah, and then also
Um,
like the like coaches that aren't necessarily like better than you kind of thing. That'd be cool
hmm.
too. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. We've talked about this a bunch. Square
Dude, what
Wood,
what
Square Wood.
other what other sponsors would you like want to see? Not for like Square One specifically, but for something that would look kind of like Square One, like a really big Tetris tournament. Like
I
what would
think
you
like a
want to see?
keyboard. Hitbox was kind of
Right?
in that.
That's
I
what
think a
that's what I was
keyboard
thinking.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like Ducky keyboards, if we could get one of those sponsorships, that'd be
That
crazy.
would be crazy. Yes. Um.
I've been eyeing one of their keyboards even though I don't even use mine very
Yeah.
often.
You don't? You just use your
I mean,
laptop
I just
keyboard?
I just use my laptop keyboard because I play on my bed all the time. Because I do stuff on my
Man,
bed.
you need to buy a table or something. I know that you say there's no
Yeah, yeah,
space, but
yeah.
like you really just
I just need
like
to
buy
buy
a
a
table. It
table.
costs like $20.
Well,
You
you
just
know
buy a
what?
folding table. I'm just you can't you keep doing this to yourself. Your back is gonna hurt.
My back already does hurt, so
Yeah,
that's whatever.
that's why. That's okay.
Probably the truth. But yeah, keyboard company would be huge. Table company? I think Moose
Like a
really
desk
wanted to get
company.
a like a gaming chair company on it
Oh yeah, so just
as a
like general
sponsor.
gaming sponsors. There's nothing super
Yeah.
special about like the like controller scheme of Tetris.
Hmm. So it's
Yeah.
pretty inviting to like just like general stuff.
Also
What I
like
really
yeah.
wanted
Oh sorry.
uh was like mm, some like smaller-ish things, like smaller-ish companies to buy, like the company that I buy all my keyboard stuff from that's like kind of like Canada, Vancouver based. Like I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Another thing is well like this is still, I guess we're just talking about sponsorships generally. We'll probably get
mhm.
more to specific Square One stuff later, but I think like it's pretty common for gaming sponsorships to be kind of on the slightly more like questionable, like popular in terms of like the.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I'll just be straight up. There's a lot of like crypto and also like the like supplement sponsorships in
Yeah.
gaming.
There's a lot
And
of like even within just Tetris is it's like we've had a lot of memes like that
well,
pop up.
yeah, it's just one pretty much,
Just
right?
no, there's two. There's two.
Really?
There was a well, there's also like Qualo, a obvious one, right? And then
Yeah.
somewhat more recently, there's this one where it's like a crypto, like probably TF clone that
Oh
you
yeah,
needed
yeah, yeah.
to like buy like $30 worth of crypto or some shit to participate in. And then
Yeah.
I ratioed them on Twitter. But
Yeah. I feel like that was slightly
uh,
different. I don't know. Like that's not really a
mhm.
sponsorship. That's more like them trying to push
Yeah, I
like a
guess that's true.
product or a game.
Do you think we would ever? I think as a community, especially with how young everyone is, pushing like a crypto sponsorship or like a
Yeah.
supplement sponsorship is like bad.
I think the problem is just the how young people are. Like I can
Mhm.
understand like older or like just more general gaming communities doing something like that because like you can just respect that people have their own ethics and morals and it's
Mhm.
not really like up to us necessarily to or up to an organizer to police those morals and they just are looking to get funding for their tournament and
Yeah.
but yeah, it's definitely a lot. You can't really be as fast and loose with your morals in this situation. I think it's just a
Mhm.
little makes it a little harder for us, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the big summit, right? I think they had like a
Mhm.
lot of they had their like Coinbase, um, their
Coinbase, like Smash Summit, you mean?
yes, Smash
Smash
Summit,
Summit has had like
Coinbase and like an energy drink company.
energy drink companies. They had like weed maps, which is like a weed dispensary, I think, one time.
That's crazy.
They had like some supplement stuff, but it's
Yeah.
like
I mean, it's like the
mm,
demographic, right? Of like 20 something
yeah,
year old, like
people
perpetually
who happen
online,
to
like
yeah, people who
male.
just like happen to really be online. But we are like that, but our people are 15 and in Malaysia.
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah.
They're 15. And I don't know. But I think stuff like
Yeah.
a Red Bull sponsorship would be really big. I know people have thought I think
Yeah.
Moose and Edge reached out to Red Bull for a sponsorship and then they gave something. They didn't like sponsor. They were like, "Oh, we can't.
Yeah.
Like, oh, a nonprofit, something or other."
Yeah.
And then
Like
they
there's
sponsored
been
Raccoon Cup through my
oh, really?
yeah, they sponsored well, I mean, Raccoon Cup was sponsored by MSI and Red Bull, but that's through my school.
Yeah.
That's through like the SFU Esports Association.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yes,
another
Raccoon.
reason why I feel like there's like another reason why I felt like collegiate esports had some like if we could
Hmm.
finagle like Tetris through that, it would be a lot more easier. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just too many like small
I
unfeasible
think
reasons. Um,
one of the part of the reason that I want to do more stuff with like SFU Tetris and all that is because
yeah,
it's a really easy avenue for me to try to farm sponsor or like try to like sell Tetris as a video game to sponsors
yeah.
in like a meaningful way.
The
Cuz
yeah,
uh do you know that the Raccoon Cup was probably one of my worst performing events that like I've been a part of? It was like 100 average viewers, like 100-ish. And like
yeah,
Tetrio Cups tend to get like 300 average. Zone Masters was probably around the same. Over under was probably a little bit higher. Jstris Cups do pretty well. But yeah, Raccoon Cup didn't have like a huge follower base. I know a lot of people watched and then didn't follow, which is kind of annoying. But like, I
yeah.
don't, I
Who
don't blame them.
who follows like like collegiate esports? So like how many viewers did like the league stream get or
They
whatever?
had like 20 average or like 15 average.
Yeah,
They're
like
doing
sorry.
like compared to Tetris, they were doing a lot worse. Which like I don't really know what to make of. And
I
also like
yeah
Raccoon Cup had a ton of entrants. So I'm hopeful that if I run more and more stuff, they'll be like, "Oh, these little 15-year-old babies are like
Nah.
pulling numbers that are like orders of magnitude higher than these other tournaments."
The way I think I see it, at least, or the way I believe it works, is that like the sponsorship that they're putting in isn't necessarily a. It's not like they're not looking at SFU specifically, right? It's like
Mm.
a whole trickle down investment into collegiate esports as a whole, right? They probably have a budget
Yeah.
that they allocate to collegiate esports in general, and they spread it a lot among us. Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of different like university clubs and stuff. Like like those viewers don't matter. Right? What matters is that the programs continue and that
Yeah.
like they're supporting the esports industry as a whole, right? Because collegiate esports isn't. It's like, I mean, it's not really, but it's like it's following the model of like traditional sports where you have like you play college and then you go into a professional league.
Yeah.
It's not. I feel like that's not really how it works with esports, but it can kind of work that way. There are players that probably played for their collegiate
Hmm.
team, or
I know
they
there are
get some
some.
experience, like some experience playing in organized leagues with their
Yeah.
collegiate league and stuff.
There are some folks like that I know from like Smash. Like in UB at UBC, there is one player who was like ranked top 50 or something on like the PGR one year. Locus. He was a Ryu main. I met him
Nice.
at a local. That was crazy.
That is
Um,
crazy.
but yeah, I don't know. I would like to see more sponsorship opportunities, not only like on stuff like Square One, but just like in general. That's the
Yeah.
dream.
I
That's the
think Square
dream.
One is just like it was our is showing that like it can be done, but well, I guess if I just I don't want to like
The problem now is
blow the air out.
replicating it.
Yeah, blow the air out like what like right after like it's good. I want to say
Mhm.
that like yes, Square One was like a huge triumph for the community, but it's just like it's hard to imagine replicating it, and that's kind of our next
Yeah.
challenge. Because like
The next
if you think
challenge is
about how
definitely doing
much
it
how many
again.
resources were poured into this project, right? It's just whoa,
Yeah.
like
How do you do it
how
again?
do you do it again? And
Yeah.
like it's gonna be harder for sure
Yeah.
for other reasons, but
It
that's all
gets
right.
it gets harder and harder as the bar like climbs higher with every event that is like Square One or that is like the
Or
stackies, I
well,
guess, is
no,
probably
not
like the
really, but
next one
like
over.
it's not that the bar gets higher. It's just that like the bar has been raised at this point,
Hmm.
and it's difficult to imagine sustaining it because the funding and like amount of man hours required is just
Yeah.
it's a lot higher now, and I'm not sure if there like we have enough personnel to for that to be sustainable. But I don't know. Let's talk about how it was good though.
How was good. Uh, so those of you who have followed, do you want to pull up square1.tv yours for our
Yeah,
video
sure.
listeners at home? Um, one of the main draws, one of the bigger draws to Square One was just like how much soul it felt like was in the whole production. Look at those character portraits. Look at that.
Yeah.
That first graphic has five, six of the biggest names in Tetris. Five of the biggest names, and then also like promos there.
I mean,
Promo
this is just like a
definitely
PPT character.
decidedly
It's fine.
less big, but also just like the production on everything. Go and look at the players. Look at the players. They
Yeah.
had portraits for all 32 players. Uh, that the I think the players came up with themselves, or like probably like a joint process. And the art was done by Potato. You can probably put their stuff in the description for this week. They're
Yes.
like card.co. Um, they had this stuff. They had a sponsorship packet. They had a new. They had like a new shirt too. They had a demo reel. Everything about Square One was like really professional looking, and I don't know. I kind of love it.
Yeah. I think it's a little crazy. That's all.
Hmm.
That's all I can say about it.
Yeah,
I I don't know.
we had the art, and then we also had our Edge and Moose tried their damnedest to do trailers for all the players. Did not pan out as planned because uh lo and behold, making 32 trailers is a ton of work.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was a little ambitious, to be honest. I think
Hmm.
it's fine with the players that they did do, but like
Yeah.
it's just probably too much. I think it was too
Yeah.
much. Um,
But I mean, like,
yeah,
the precedent is there and it is possible. And I think going
yeah,
forward, that's definitely something that we'd like to do for like a different invitational event or like a different event with like features players. I don't know.
yeah.
You know what? Maybe
One,
Range's birthday bash too. We'll have player trailers.
I think one thing that the biggest thing is that I feel um like Edge's video editing I think has been it was like a huge like carrier for, or I guess that like there's all sorts of people that going into like the graphic production.
Yeah.
But like certainly like the personnel on Puzzle Kingdom has like gotten a lot stronger in terms of
Hmm.
like graphics. Like
They have
even like
like they
their
have
old
like
tournaments didn't
twice as
look
many
bad, but
mooses.
like it's just like it's looking even
Hmm.
better right now, in my
They
opinion.
have they have Moose and Edge. Like Moose and Edge are both like crazy with both like like graphic design and
Visually
graphic productions
inclined
and
people.
visuals, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But also like Edge's video editing skills are like top notch within the community,
Yes.
I think.
I think
And
yeah.
they also have like Nuke and they also have like creative minds. Like I'm sort of on that like this is an idea that you guys should do. I just like hanging out. I don't know how to do anything. I just give ideas. I'm an ideas man. Um
Yeah. Very
what else
very
did you do? There is the demo reel that I thought was like incredible with like all the transitions from like the
the
some of the
like the
big event.
stackies
Yeah.
like journey, that kind of
Hmm.
stuff. Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I really like it. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. What else was there? There were the overlays on Square One. Square
Yeah,
One
yeah, yeah.
introduced Puzzle Kingdom's like newest set of overlays. I think they call it Puzzle PK 3.0, the third generation. And I think they were like made, not made by Nuke, but like Nuke coded them together. This is
Yeah.
like all CG, I think. Um,
Yeah.
Nuke put it all together, and
Programmer.
Nuke is a programming like genius mind or some shit, like straight up.
Yeah.
And it just,
She's like I think like most of the like programming things that you just see in the community, most of them will be done by her. Or
most of them are
that's
either
actually
done
not
by
true, but
Nuke
like
or
especially
GRAR.
for yeah, it's like for tournament related stuff. It's pretty much all
Hmm.
Nuke and G-Roar.
Yeah, Nuke does more stuff that like audience sees, and then GRAR, from what I know, has
Yeah.
just like has done a lot of bot stuff.
There's a lot of developers in the community now though.
Hmm.
I think it's a little unfair to make that statement. But definitely like a year
In the
ago, that
past,
was definitely true.
yeah, and I think
Um
every Tetris player is a CS major for some reason. You know what?
yeah.
Maybe maybe we just need more more people to do coding stuff. You know
It's
what?
I can empathize with people that don't want to mix coding with their hobbies. I know a lot of like developers that just like can't program for fun.
Oh, well that sucks.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm a communications major, dude. I got nothing on this
it's
one.
fine.
All I do is communicate. Um, but yeah, the PK 3.0, like the most recent overlays, had they took a lot of cues out of Smash summits, is what I
Yeah.
noticed. They took some some cues from I don't know where I don't know how Edge found this, but I was looking in some of the PK channels, and Edge found this open source thing from like a European government summit or something. And it was just like open. It was just like open source.
What? What do you mean by
Right?
summit? What do you mean
No,
by?
it was like a I don't know. But he was just like, "Oh, I found this thing." And it was like, "What?"
What was it? Like,
Let me see if I can find it. Uh I don't know. But it was definitely something that I saw. It was just weird. We're gonna search for the word EU.
okay. What the
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
what does the word summit like? I thought we were talking like Smash Summit. What does the word summit mean? Maybe I'm just dumb or like I don't know what that
Isn't a
means.
summit like a
The highest point
mm,
of a mountain? Yeah.
no,
No.
like a government summit is like when
This
a
is like
bunch of
some
like
like
world
meeting.
powers,
Yeah.
yeah, something or other. I don't know, but I remember seeing that somewhere, and I was like, Edge has hit like the overlay gold mine with this one,
I see. All
and
right.
I think they took the like how they placed the casters from that, and like some of the other production stuff. There's just a lot of cool stuff that went into it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else was there. There was the new versus screen. That was super cool.
Yeah.
Mm, I don't know. They had the phase counter too, and they had like integration with when the players used zone.
Yeah. I think they
Oh,
did
I
their
don't
best with a lot of that stuff. Very cool looking.
know. But yeah, they
Yeah.
had so new overlays, new art, player trailers, just like everything about Square One was like innovating on the existing formula, just giving it like even more character and even more soul. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Uh, moving on from that, let's talk about another part of Square One that I think was pushing the cuff a little bit, and we've talked about it before, and that's like format, like tournament format. We talked about the difference between like a double elim, single elim, Swiss, but this the way the Square One ran was I don't think it's ever been done within the community.
Yes. I think so. I've expressed my opinion on like longer form leagues and tournaments before, and it was generally like pretty negative, right? I wasn't a super big fan of how like certain leagues run, but I think because like the problem is that like hype dies, right?
Hmm.
But I think Square One as a longer event only makes sense because for the amount of effort and basically they generated so much hype that to like waste it, quote unquote, on all on one event would be kind of a
Yeah,
shame, right?
for sure.
I'm really glad that they like milked as much content as they could from it, like
Hmm.
with the drawings. I was like, that's a thing. I was like, that's like okay, like with drawing the pools. I was like, is that an event? I don't know, but I'm sure people will watch it, right? And they did.
People were hella about it. Like
Yeah,
every single Square One stream in February had like more than 100 average viewers,
yeah, really good
which was
stuff.
insane. Like it like altogether averaged like 200 something. And that includes like content day and like the Tetrio fight night and all that other stuff is like really really sick. I think it's hard to again it's like hard to replicate how much hype Square One brought and like how long they were able to keep it going because
Yeah,
like the first group stage had like 300 viewers and then it dipped down to like 150-ish per
yeah,
stream, but then the top 16 day and top 8 day had like blew every single number out of the water. And
yeah,
then
for sure.
BTS also did really well, like our Spanish restream, and
Hmm.
it was just insane. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like I guess going back to this topic a bit about like
Hmm.
replicating it, it should become easier. The point is that like was to show it was possible should make things easier, right? It should be easier to get
Yeah.
sponsors. I think it should be and with sponsorship money, we can even probably start to like look to hire personnel or get people into the community that
Mm-hmm.
or reach out to people in the community that have certain editing skills or like graphic design skills, that kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
get finally start to get people paid. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
um,
what else do we have here?
there were the three qualifier events for Square One that ran.
Oh yeah,
Actually, I think around the same time that around the block season one was going. It was like October-ish
yeah, I remember.
to
Like
the
when we
end
got
of
Moose on, he
November.
was talking about it.
Yeah.
Man, that was
Um.
so long ago. Not
Yeah.
actually that
We've
long
been running
ago,
this
but
for a while.
pretty long ago. Either way,
But yeah, those three qualifier events, I think were like I think it's interesting to think about those as they relate to like the larger event because it was just like three individual smaller tournaments, and then
yeah,
you also like Kazu was not allowed to participate. They had the Kazu ban that I've been thinking about. You know, Kazu lost like 3 rounds the whole turn. You know what? We're
yeah.
talking about that later.
He lost a few too. It was just like
He only
only
lost
to
to
like
Uya.
Oyashoda, right?
We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
Anyways, but yeah, the way that Square One uh invited their players, which was through those three qualifiers, through the winner of Zone Master or like top placers at Zone Masters and Zone Masters 2, I think,
Yeah.
and some other stuff, and they just like asked people to play as well, like people who they knew would be really good at it, like Diao, I think, was invited, and Diao ended up placing fourth, which is
Yes.
crazy.
Good for him.
I think it's pretty in you know, we can talk about Diao in a bit
Yeah.
too. Um
Yeah.
but yeah, just like everything about it was really, really I think it was also pretty good for the players because the players had a lot of freedom on like when they wanted to play their group stage matches within February, and then like they were only like
Yeah.
locked into like these last 2 days if they made it as far as they did.
I think it's like more traditional, like how an invitational tournament is done versus I feel like Renge's birthday bash was a little like last minute. Is that
Oh yeah,
true?
for sure.
So
Yeah.
like good like proof of concept that the invitational does work besides
Hmm.
just Renge's birthday bash, which was it also ran very well, but like
Yeah.
um
There's like a couple DQs. Like Sunghyun didn't participate, I think, and like
yeah.
circulation didn't wake up or something.
Yeah, so good proof of concept. That definitely very easy to just kind of paste that format onto like fast games.
Hmm.
Because we run so many fast game tournaments. Not actually. Never mind. But
We didn't actually run an open bracket fast game tournament in
yeah.
February, I think. That's not true.
You could let
There weren't any big ones.
Taz run some qualifiers or something. That could be fun.
There weren't any like really, really big ones. Like IFT was at the beginning of February.
Yeah.
Uh and then what? MCDT was
Yeah.
also at the beginning of February.
I think there are so many like I don't know. I feel like fast games have such an obsession with rank cap tournaments.
Yeah, we can talk about that another day.
We always talk about that, but I feel like it's getting to a really bad point now. Not bad point, but when I think about it, I realize like we barely
Kind of
run
wild.
open bracket tournaments now.
Yeah. But also February was a weird month because nobody wanted to nobody wants to step on Square One's toes. Like we
Yeah.
are like every single TO in the world was so excited for it.
Yes, all five of them, or not even
All
five,
five
like
of
two.
them. And I was like, you know what? We are not doing any there's no
Yeah,
Team PSD only events
I
in
think I remember you
February.
telling Moose that.
Yeah.
That was
We're taking the
yeah.
back
This
seat.
is
And then in
like
March we're doing like extra.
this month was just square one. That's pretty much all we
Hmm.
have.
I think that's beautiful.
But yeah, finally we can talk about how the tournament actually went. And I think
So
yes.
do you have the challenge or like the standing somewhere?
Is it on square1.tv?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. Anyway, I remember the top four off the top of my head.
Yeah, I
It
did
was
too. Uya Shoda,
Kazu got first, Uyashoda ended second,
Dormy,
um
third.
Dormy got third, Dio
Got
ended
four.
in fourth, and then I think
Yeah, I got the
wait,
bracket here.
yeah. I think that was fourth, and then who ended
It was Blink, Blarg,
Promo,
Promo, and Ure Ghost.
Yuri Ghost. Dude, there were some really close sets, but then you look at like the Kazu side of bracket, and he dropped how many rounds did he drop the whole tournament?
6. Yeah.
Wait, he
Poor.
dropped 6 to Uyashoda?
No, 3 to Dormy and 3 to
No,
Uyushi.
Kazu.
Oh, oops. Wrong
Kazu
side.
lost. Okay, so I do want to
Just 3.
know.
I'm
Kazu
racist.
played in a Zone Masters 2, which was I think in October, and he won that tournament, dropping 0 rounds. I think the next month he played in like a TEC seasonal event or a PK thing, and he lost 0 rounds. So, and then in Square One, if you ignore him playing against Uyashoda, he lost 0 rounds. So until Uyashoda, Kazu had won like basically 3 tournaments, and they were stacked tournaments too. They were like good competition without dropping like anything.
Yeah.
And I think one of the big highlights of Square One was Uyashoda taking his first round and then winning like 2 in a row or 3 in a row, and then Kazu won like 7 more. But that was one of the hypest moments. I was like, holy shit, Kazu can bleed.
Yeah.
He bleeds. It's like that scene in Iron Man 2.
Yeah. I think that has stuff to do with like just TEC in general. I'm not actually too sure how the mechanics of the game work, but I don't
It
know.
just favors Kazu really well, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just like that's his game. Cause like you can,
Hmm. You can
yeah,
you can make misdrops, I think,
yeah.
especially if you go as fast as Kazu.
Like
And then
it's a
there's a lot of
much
like
less
back-to-back
variable.
totals
It
too.
seems like it's just
Hmm.
like like a much less variable slow game and slow in quotes.
Yeah,
Um,
like tuning limit Tetris. But also, I don't know. It was insane to see that. Dormy Blarg was kind of insane.
yeah,
Diao obviously like ended in fourth, but like, okay. So the thing about we're talking, I guess we're talking storylines now because I don't know. I just want to talk.
sure.
But the thing about Diao is I don't think he had played very much TEC until like the month of February or like
Yeah, yeah. I
maybe
saw
January-ish.
he posted
And
like a
then
sprint play before, but I don't remember.
yeah, he was like I don't know, he probably like had played it. He was also playing on Moose's account, which I found pretty funny. Or he changed his name to Moose PK or something. Uh and then he came out and he beat the shit out of Ure Ghost. He beat Reviclia. I think he won his group stage without losing a round. There were like 4 people who did that, I think. It was
Yeah,
like Uyashoda, Kazu, Dormi, and Diao all won their pools without dropping any.
I see. Yeah,
But yeah, like the fact that Diao is that good at TEC is so insane. He just like doesn't die, is what I heard. It's like everybody who played against him was like, "Holy shit, this guy just like won't fall over."
yeah. That's Tetris is still
Hmm.
just Tetris. Yeah, it's still his his god DS speed
Yeah,
self.
and then of course like cause there were no who was the highest placing American player?
Blarg.
Promo? Blarg?
They finished at the same spot. Blarg,
I
Blink,
see.
and Promo. They all
They all
fell
finished
in the quarters.
yeah. So like the top 2 were both Japanese players, which I think is
Yeah,
crazy. And then
top
also
two
like Akashi
Japanese.
Robo was not in this tournament, who I think is like probably global number 2 behind Kazu,
I see.
or maybe global number 3 behind Uyashoda, but I
Yeah.
don't remember. They're both insane, or like all 3 of them are insane.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like Japanese players have like a stranglehold over the tuning limit games.
Hmm.
Um, like I don't know.
And then
There's like Dormy, and obviously all the
mhm.
players who finish top 8 here are very strong, but it's just hard to think about competing with them at this point.
Yeah, dude, it's so crazy to see like you look at Diao and how Diao like mopped the floor with like so many of the other players, and like people thought Uragos was gonna be insane, and they were, and then Diao like 10-3'd them, right? Is that
Yeah.
10-3? Let's say 10-3,
Yeah.
and then Kazu turns around and he 10-0s Diao.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just it's just one thing I noticed on this. I didn't watch all of Square One. Is that a
Mhm.
lot of these matches aren't super close, which I wonder how that what. I don't know if that has to do with the game. The closest one I see here is Stormy Blarg. I guess
Yeah,
Blink
Dorian
Yoshi
Blarg was
was
really
pretty
close, and
close.
then in the group stage, there's like Arf
That's
Arf
pretty close too.
OSW that I think went to tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Um,
Like skill disparities are still a big thing, right? It's just like hard
yeah,
to imagine beating a better player.
yeah, especially when like there are so many like fail safes in TEC, which
Yeah.
is like one thing that seems hard to deal with. It's like
It's just
you can
so
like clear a couple
forgiving
lines
as a
from
game.
quarter
It's
zone.
what it seems like to me. That like
Hmm.
which is really good if you're like a good player. Like it feels very good, but it's also like seems like I don't know. That's just TEC as a game. I haven't played it
Hmm.
too much at all actually.
You should play it. It's pretty
Yeah,
fun. I will say it's pretty fun.
probably should. I just haven't gotten around to it.
But
Um,
yeah, I think that kind of wraps up everything that we had
we
to
had
really say
plans.
about Square One.
Yeah.
We have one Twitter statement that I thought was notable, and it's also like a good way to segue into thanking the people. More tweets. Pokemon.
Yes.
So Andrew4043, he writes, pretty cool. Face counter doesn't exactly update immediately, but it got better with each stream. The amount of people who helped that were shown at the end with the casters and stuff really showed that an event like this could always use some more help. And I think Andrew has a great point on both of the statements. Like, uh, the thing about Square One is like every single group stage and every single qualifier was like refining the formula. And then I think at the by the very end, it was really really good.
Yeah.
It's like every day we were like, oh, like what didn't work? Like what can we change? Like what production oopsies happened? It's like everybody was like on the same page and everyone was working together. And the Square One, like the thank you screen at the very end of the stream was huge. It was like 40, I think it was like 40 people or 30 people.
Yeah.
Uh
For sure.
People who were doing like the restreams in, we had five
Yeah.
languages,
Yeah.
six
Yeah.
languages.
I saw
We had a
like
huge
Reviclia
staff.
streaming. It's like, oh my god. So
Hmm.
he's just speaking Korean. I still support him. I don't know.
Not even only uh Reviclia was streaming. There were like an official Korean restream. There's an official Japanese restream. BTS did a restream, of course. Uh, and I think there's one in Chinese too. I
Hmm.
think it was Mandarin. Uh, and then there were like so many people behind the scenes, and then like everybody on Team TSD too, and just there are so many hands, and it's like I think Square One. I think Stackies into Square One is huge proof that the community, at least like the people on like the back end running tournaments and stuff, we're like more together than we have probably ever been. And I think that's really good. I think it's great.
Yeah. I hope and I hope that like culture sort of trickles down.
Hmm.
Like I think I really like how PK runs things. Um, or well, like Moose I think is always like willing to like let people help out and like get people involved. Uh,
Hmm.
I think to a point where it was almost like he was letting too many people in at some point, but I think he's definitely like figured out how to like delegate, or like
Yeah.
PK in general has figured out how to delegate and figured out like uh, getting people like getting people that are just kind of interested in helping into becoming like people that are really able to like
Hmm.
contribute and feel good about contributing.
And then actually the one last thing that happened at the very end of the PK stream for Square One is Moose announced that he would be handing leadership of PK over to Edge, who was actually also
Yes.
on the podcast a while back.
Yes. Okay. I wasn't sure if
And
that was public. I'm sorry.
that's public. That was public.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Um, and I think Edge is kind of like me in that we're sort of like new blood, even though Edge is like
It's
old
just been
old
around
blood.
for the while.
Edge has been
Yeah.
around for a while. but his mindset I think is a lot more similar to me than Moose.
Yeah, he's like I feel like he's shaking things up a little bit.
Hmm. And I
Um,
think Edge being at the front and me being at the front of Team TSD, we're like I'm really good friends with Edge now, I think.
that's good.
And I don't know, I like we love helping each other and it's like I hope the people around the community like for Raccoon Cup, I ended up trying to wrangle up some new blood in the TO scene. I ended up just being people I already knew, but
Yeah, I don't know.
that's fine. Hopefully more people will just be like, "Oh, I kind of want to help
Yeah.
with these things." And it's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I'd
someone
love
DM'd me
to
the other day
help
that they
out."
wanted to like get involved with like making tournaments, and I directed them to the TO server and sent them our episode on tournament organizing. Oh my god, that's crazy. But
Incredible.
yeah, I mean, they were inspired by I don't know. They were inspired by CTL of all things, which I don't know. But like
I think it's pretty great.
anything is
You know.
anything, right?
Everything, yeah. I don't know. I just want more people to be invested in the scene. That's been my whole like MO is like I want people to care.
Yeah.
And I think Square One was a good step because people were super invested. People were super invested in the tournament, even though like Kazu winning was kind of a foregone conclusion. Loki.
Yeah. It's just like it's just cool to see that kind of thing. People want to believe
Hmm.
in their game, and I think this is the biggest thing, the
Hmm.
biggest kind of like ray of hope for the game.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of like the old players I talk to that fade out of the game, um, or not a lot of them, but something I've heard a few times is that like they don't really like. It's hard to believe in Tetris as a game to like do
To like
anything with it.
succeed and get
Yeah,
yeah like get places.
but I think Square One is like that kind of. It's I can I think I in general I'm just like a pretty like or well cautious slash pessimistic, but
Hmm.
or I like to think about things in a very isolated sense. It's difficult to imagine. We keep talking about how it's difficult to imagine to replicate Square One,
It's
but
difficult to imagine, but
like it did
uh,
happen, right?
it did okay.
It happened
Square
once.
One did happen once, right? And then Edge and I have big plans. We have big plans
Yes.
for
So,
the end of for the second half of 2022
yeah.
that I hope will be like at least kind of on the same level
Yeah, yeah.
as Square One. And I don't know. I want to see just like more things. I just want to see more gameplay, more
Yes.
people, more love for the folks.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I don't know. It's like an engineering mindset kind of. Like when you
Hmm.
talk, think, okay, this is kind of a tangent, but I just to wrap up what I was saying. I also think it. I'm also really looking forward to what you and Edge um end up cooking up. But it's like I think for engineers, they if you look at like the startup scene, kind of it's difficult. I think for a lot of people to grasp like creating or growing something really big. But
Hmm.
if you don't, and like especially for people that are very systems minded or just kind of like to solve small problems and want to imagine how things will work, how things can work out even like in bad case scenarios. But I think that kind of thinking is probably not conducive to like
Hmm.
doing something like this. And like we mentioned, like a lot of people in the community are I think probably think like that. Or like the people with, obviously a lot of them are young, so it's hard for them to imagine thinking about doing anything. But also people like around our age, most of them are like engineer minded, or like they're kind of
Hmm.
hands off, not as social, just kind of want
Yeah.
to keep their head down and play the game. But I don't know. Hopefully this is like a culture shift kind of thing. I'm not sure.
Hmm. I'm hoping that
For me, it's hard to imagine, but I also recognize that I'm I'm one
we're
of
all
that
making
those
strides
people, right?
to
So
try to get there. I mean, you're doing this. You're doing around the block.
I
You did
have
detail.
reconciled some things. It could just be me projecting as well. I also don't think I'm super similar to everybody. I don't think yeah, everyone's different, but
You know what? Maybe I'll just wrangle you into doing more shit. You know what?
no.
It's over.
I don't know. I have kind of been like falling out of event organizing. Um, just not for me, I think. And I
uh,
think I can spend my time contributing to the community in different ways that I think I would
mm-hmm.
be better at. So I just think I'm more
I mean, you're
specialized for
still
other things.
contributing and you're
Yeah, so
doing
I'm
stuff.
contributing in a different way, and I'm satisfied with that. Yeah, I don't know. Like I think at a point, like we were just kind of looking for anyone to start running events, right? Because like nobody was
Mm-hmm.
doing it, but like nowadays, so many people running. And so I think the future is pretty bright, but yeah, I
Yeah.
hope we see more like young people looking to like
Make their
realize they
mark
can help
to
out,
reveal.
and also like uh people with more like closed mindsets to
Mm-hmm.
be opened by such a huge event.
Yeah. There are some people that I talk to about TOing, and then they go like, "Oh, you know, this kind of sounds interesting," and then they start helping, and it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah. Like
relevant.
I think the big TO server opening up was also a big step forward. There were a lot of people that were like kind of vaguely interested, but like
Mm-hmm.
kind of kept their head down in regards to TOing. So just
Yeah.
making it easier, I think, is gonna be huge. Lots of
Mm-hmm.
people are looking forward to doing that.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to stop
Good place to wrap
for
up.
today.
Renge has to commentate in
I
like
do have to
15
commentate.
minutes.
Underdogs
UC
Cup.
Underdogs Cup.
Underdogs Cup
I don't know what number it is.
13.
13. That's crazy. We're
13.
almost at the age of the people playing.
Underdogs Cup 20 when I'm 20 years old. Better have thug finals of the winner of that versus me. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you all for coming and coming. Thank you for coming. If you're here in the live chat, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you're listening on Spotify, wow, new age. Thank you for listening on Spotify. We're on YouTube and we're on Spotify now, right?
Yeah, we've been on both.
Let's go. Actual bangers.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See you all around, and go watch Underdogs Cup. How many people are watching this stream right now?
You see? Or
No,
this one?
this one.
I don't know. Not very many. There are 300 people watching UC. You know what?
Oh
I love
shoot. Why
UC.
is this playing? Okay. Oops. Well, I think we should just like raid UC. Well, I'll end the stream first. Thank you all for watching, and then we'll raid
Thank you for
UC.
coming.
See you guys.
Have a good one, folks.